Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. So in this new video we are going to cover the current affairs of Vision IAS magazine, and in this particular video we will cover the art and culture module of October month. Okay, so in the next video we will cover some other module. So module wise we will do so that all the current affairs are covered efficiently. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so that you can get the notifications. And we are covering the current affairs from October month because in this year 2020 exam was held in October. Okay, so I hope that previous current affairs you have already covered, like from Jan 2020. So if you have not covered, you can do it through magazine, but from October till the next prelims we are going to cover through magazine. Okay, so let's start. So guys, in art and culture module, the first question which we have to do is the first heading which we have to do is evidence of dairy production in the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so the context of this news is that year 2020 marks the 100 years of IVC, that is Indus Valley civilization, and the recent studies have shown that the dairy products were being produced at Harappa site. Although the evidence of agriculture were found earlier also, and through the seals we got to know that they used to rear cattle and the domestication of animal was there. So we had already assumed earlier that the dairy production was there, but now we have found the evidence of it. Okay, I mean the direct evidence of it. So and the direct evidence, the earliest direct evidence was based on the analysis of absorbed lipid residues in the unglazed ceramic vessels. Okay, so what is exactly absorbed lipid residues is that certain kind of, you can say the raw form of milk products or the raw form of something related to uh, that were found in the ceramic vessels. Okay, then the evidence of dairy processing is that the preservation of milk was done through fermentation and other techniques. The results are based on the molecular chemical analysis of residue of pottery found at Kotara Badli in Gujarat. Okay, so you don't need to get into the technical aspects of it, you just need to remember the techniques, or the not remember the techniques, you just need to remember the evidence. Okay, and the site. For example, in this question, this in this heading, the Kotara Bhadli site is important for your exam. Okay, they can ask you to match the sites, or they can ask you to identify the sites also. Okay, so this evidence and this first point, second point, these are not important. They won't ask you कि कहाँ पर evidence मिले, मतलब कैसा evidence मिला है, and they won't give you these kind of options कि हमें पता कैसे लगा है. ठीक है, they won't ask you this. For IVC they will ask you about the sites and the evidence found. Okay, so if they will ask you from where do we have found the evidence of dairy production, so the answer would be this Tara Bhatli site in Gujarat. Okay, so apart from it, animals which were used in dairy production, this can also be asked because they are very fond of asking about the animals, especially which were depicted on the seals, which were depicted on various kind of things, sometimes pottery, etc. The third evidence comes from the use of animals in the dairy production. Okay, so a scientist or the archaeologist have studied tooth enamel of fossils of cattle, water buffalo, goat, sheep, which are found in the area. Then cows and water buffalo were found to consume millets, and sheep and goats ate nearby grasses and leaves. So large herd indicates that milk was produced in surplus production, and there was an internal trade existing between the settlements. As I told you earlier that हमें बहुत सारे एनिमल्स के जो डोमेस्टिकेशन के जो सिंबल्स हैं वो देखने को मिलते हैं, और कैटल्स की हमें फिगर्स देखने को मिलती हैं. तो इसका सीधा मतलब है कि like these animals were known to those people, and those people actually used to like domesticate the animals for their milk and other products. So this kind of evidence throws the light on rural economy also. And another thing which this heading covers is the what is the relevance of IBC in present times. Though this question is related to the main paper, they won't ask you it in the prelims. It cannot be asked in the prelims, though the certain technical aspects can be asked. For example, they can frame a question like which of the following statements are true related to the IVC or the town planning in IVC. Okay, then you can just take the right points that town planning was there, drainage system was there, and double story houses used to be constructed, etc. Okay, so these kind of options you will have to mark if they ask. But this heading covers that what is the relevance of IVC in present times. So first of all, you have to describe about town structure. So towns were built on grid pattern, and the streets intersected each other on the right angles, as you must have read in NCRT. Then segregation of public and private spheres. Towns were roughly divided into two blocks, one for public activities, ritual, political and festivity, and other for domestic houses. This was followed now with office and building separated but close proximity to residences. So you must have heard about the modern concept like there is a cyber hub in Gurugram. Okay, so and nearby the residence area is also there, but the offices are located on the like you can say a separate zone. Okay, so this kind of segregation was earlier as well, and it exists in the present times also. Then soft diplomacy. So as you know that Harappa had a large extent, okay, and it can help us to create the cultural relations with the other countries. For example, Harappan sites are found in Afghanistan, Iran, Oman. I mean, not Harappan sites, but the extent or the spread was there, okay, and the artifacts have been found. So these connections can be used for soft diplomacy today. For example, if we have to, if we want to like establish relation on the cultural lines, then IBC can be a good option, you can say. Then the trade. Most of IBC sites had traded items, like Indus Valley people traded with the Mesopotamians and others. People from faraway places that help diversify living condition. It also helps in bringing gold and other precious items. So this clearly shows that trade is vital for economy, for earning foreign exchange. It also highlights that trade was an internal part of Indus Valley civilization and even today's economic society as well. Then you have to write about drainage system कि पहले भी exist करता था, आज भी करता है. Then talk about weights and measures कि पहले भी थे और आज भी हैं. After that move on to ornaments, how the you can say the ornamentation has evolved over a period of time. Like earlier people used to wear beads made ornaments, and how the evolution of jewelry have taken place in the recent times. Okay, so apart from this, talk about seals. Okay, seals were like an identity card, and in the modern times the identity cards have just changed their form, but they still exist. Okay, then talk about religion. For example, talk about Pashupati and talk about mother goddess figure. For example, in present times also we worship goddess, right? So they used to worship goddess, and there was concept of great bath, and it is believed that it was used for some kind of ritual bathing, and in the present times we also go for Ganga Snan, etc. So that is the you can say relevance or the parallel what we can draw to IVC. So this is the slide which you can take screenshot of, and it has archaeological findings on this side. Okay, you just have to like read it once. Okay, do not mug it up, but just read it like 5-6 times and it will be all right. Okay, and then this is about the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, you can, if you have read it in the NCRT, then यहाँ पर मत करना, it's okay. But if you have not read in the NCRT, you can simply take the screenshot and you can read little bit about it. Okay, now moving on to the other heading or the other current affair, that is 350th Jayanti of Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. So who was Baba Banda Singh Bahadur? So he was a Sikh warrior and he was a part of the army of Guru Gobind Singh, and he was known for his struggle. He is known for his struggle against the Mughal Empire in the early 18th century, and he met Guru Gobind Singh, as I told you. He was also called Lakshman Das, Lakshman Dev, Madhav Das, and he was born in a Rajput family. So he was a Hindu by religion initially. So he established a monastery at Nanded, present day Maharashtra, on the bank of river Godavari, where in 1708 he was visited by and became disciple of Guru Gobind Singh, who gave him the new name, that is Banda Bahadur. So there is a movie also you can watch, okay, and the movie describes that in the childhood this Madhav Das was actually a hunter, and he had a hobby of hunting animals, and one day he killed some like baby deer, and suddenly the like his vibe changed and he turned on to the path of becoming a sage, and then he became sage. But he was a great warrior earlier, so Guru Gobind Singh found him and made him a warrior once again. Okay, so Banda Singh Bahadur was captured by Mughals, and later on he was killed. Then the contribution of Banda Singh Bahadur, he was known for abolition of zamindari system. So he granted the rights to actual tillers of land. So that means he was, one of the earliest personalities to introduce land reforms, you can say. Okay, he abolished zamindari. Then he minted the coins in the name of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and issued orders under his seal. So that is also another important contribution. The name of Mukhlisgarh in Haryana was changed to Lohgarh, that is Fort of Steel, and it became the capital of first Sikh state. So here in the box, contemporary of Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji was contemporary of Baba Banda Singh Bahadur, and Shah Alam was the Mughal emperor at this time, who was son of Aurangzeb. Okay, so moving on to the other topic, that is Nobel Prize in Literature. Okay, so Nobel Prize in Literature 2020 was awarded to Louise Gluck for her unmistakable poetic voice that, with austere beauty, makes individual existence universal. So for this, you just need to remember the name if you are preparing for a state PCS. Okay, this kind of questions are not asked in UPSC, like who has been given Nobel Prize. Okay, I have never seen this kind of questions after 2013 especially, so don't worry about it, but you should be aware for your PCS exams. So Nobel Prize in Literature is given by the Royal Swedish Academy for writers' entire body of work, and is regarded as perhaps the most prestigious award. Gluck is the first female poet to win the prize since Polish writer Wisława Szymborska, who won it in the 1996. And there are other details also about Gluck, like how many poems and essays she has written, you can read. And Gluck has also won Pulitzer Prize in year 1993 for her poetry, which is called as the Wild Iris. Okay, her poem themes include childhood, family, trauma, death, and healing. So about Nobel Prize, you can read some of the details, like Nobel Prize is given in the following fields: physics, chemistry, physiology, medicine, literature, and peace. It is not awarded posthumously and is awarded to maximum of 3 persons for a single category. Okay, Alfred Nobel significantly designated the institutions responsible for prizes he wished to be established. Okay, so these are the institutions, you can remember its name. Okay, so this is all about Nobel Prize, guys, and I mean, this is not very important from the UPSC point of view, but yes, it can be asked in state PCS and other exams, so just read about it. So thank you for watching this video, and in next video we are going to cover the other, you can say, module. Thank you.